Alright, let's start assembling this lightsaber. This is the step where it really starts to resemble a lightsaber. So we're going to start with this Neopixel adapter, the Neopixel connector rather, and we're going to put it into the Neopixel adapter that has these little holes that we need to line up the pins with. So it sticks through like that. And then it should snap into place. We can get it most of the way in. And it's held in with these two little Phillips screws. So, screwdriver, and that screw. Get it in there. Get the other one in before I tighten them down. Now, I want to do this carefully. I don't want to break it, I just want to snap it down into the little ridge there. Perfect. Got it tightened down. I got all 7 pins sticking through. That's ready. I'll slide it in here and set it aside for now. I'm going to take this, I'm going to mount my switch section in it, but first I want to clean up the inside of here because it's still pretty rough. I didn't do a good enough job earlier. So, let's take a file and bring it over here. And just as flat as I can, try and smooth out the inside there. Take this round one again and just try and get the edges. Alright, that feels much better. Now, I want to get all these wires threaded in here, and I want the switch here to be on the bottom. So that means all the wires need to come out that way. There we go. Alright. And then we get these 2 little screws. Allen wrench to tighten it down. Why isn't it sitting flush? Getting caught on something. There, oh, oh, almost. Getting caught on something and I can't see what it is. I'm going to take out these screws and try and get a look. It does lay flat. It's just that the screws are slightly off. So that just means that I need to grind away some of this edge here in order for it to fit. Alright, let's give this another shot. There we go. That's a little better. And then this one is going to take a little bit of effort to push into place. Maybe I just need to grind more of it away. It's not quite lining up. It does if I really push it. Nope. I gotta grind more away. Sometimes building sabers is like this. You just gotta try things and try them again. Figure out where it's not working. It's probably that spot right there that's keeping it. Grind away some of this too, just to be safe. Let's try it again. Looks like it fits better. Let's try and thread the problem in one first. Cool. It's in. Make sure it's going to sit flush. Which again, it's having trouble doing. We'll just try and tighten these screws down. Yeah, that works. Maybe a little more on this end. Yeah, and we got a complete switch section. Switch, port, and port. And then we can attach our blade holder after threading all of these down here. And actually, since we have two red wires of the same gauge, I want to thread on some heat shrink just to keep these ones separate. Pull that out. Alright. We'll put this here. And we'll thread these through our switch section. Like that. And then we'll screw it on. The holes that we drilled earlier line up. Okay. So now we've got all of our wires sticking out of the bottom of this section. And we'll thread them all through here. There. Okay. And then we can get to work on the chassis. First thing I think I'm going to do is cut this in half so that it can be 2 rods. So we'll just go like this. We'll mark it at 6 inches. And use a bolt cutter here. And actually, before I do that, safety first. There. Okay, and then to clean up that bolt line, I'm going to use my belt sander. There. They're uneven, but it's okay. Well, I'm going to trim them at the end. So, before I assemble anything, I want to sand down these chassis pieces, because I find that sometimes the clearance is a little too tight, and they bind up when you're trying to screw on the main body section. So I'll start with this metal one, give it a sand. Actually, that gets pretty hot, so we'll come back and finish that one in a little bit. We'll do some of this plastic one here. We want to be careful not to mess up any of these screw holes. Actually, just these two. The other ones are fine. Good way to test this is to just try and drop it through a body section. It shouldn't catch at all. See, like that. It catches a little bit still. So we'll do a little more sanding. Try that again. No catching this time. Perfect. And we also want to sand down these, but I'm going to remove this, they come with a little paper backing on them. This is cooled down enough. Let's do some more sanding on this. Hot again. I'll set that aside and do these a little bit. Now these are very close to the hole there, so I want to do that section first and just carefully take a tiny bit off. That's one. It's harder to drop the thin ones through, but yeah, there it goes right on through. Shouldn't catch at all anyway. Perfect. Shot goes right through every time. Good. Okay, now what I want to do is figure out which spacers I'm going to use. So I'm going to thread my rods into my speaker mount. And maybe use some pliers to tighten them down a little bit. Not all the way, just some. And then we know we're going to need this battery here. and this will go on top of it. So the spacers are going to hold this disc like that. And we need one spacer that is that size. So that'll be the middle section. Like that. Now we also need it to be a little bit away from this so that we can get to the SD card. So let's try these short ones first. Oh wait, these ones. And then this. So yeah, that'll be enough space to get at the memory card. And now we know that this needs to fit inside this body section and hit that screw right about there. So we want to give a little space before we put the larger chassis disc on, which I have misplaced currently. Chassis disc, where are you? It's probably right in front of me, but it's not. I can't actually continue without that, so I'm gonna pause the video and I'll be back. Okay, I'm an idiot. I forgot that I set it aside to cool. So here it is. We need to find the two holes that are apart from each other, which are these ones right here. There we go. And there. It's on like that. So we need to know how far down this needs to be and what spacer to put right here. So we know it's going to go in this section, and it's going to be about there. And we know that this section is going to go here, and we want that screw to touch this. So if we just slide this down like that, get it nice and lined up. Like that. And then we know that this will fit in there. I'll do a little more that way. But that'll be the right spacer to use. We just use a couple of those right there. Go. So that is our complete chassis. I'm going to slide it in here and make sure that this spins around nice and easily. Perfect. Yeah, that's the chassis. And then this thing will slide on there. The battery will go on there as well. All of the wires will come out of there. And then I'll just solder all these together. Bing, bang, boom. But for now, I'm going to cut these chassis rods to length. Get this. I'm going to mark those right about there. And right about there. We can take these apart. remembering what pieces we used. What was those? And then we can take these apart. And cut them to length. After they're cut, we take them back over to the sander to clean these up. Whew. All right. Be safe, everybody. So there. That is about everything for prep. I'm gonna stop here and I'll do another episode about putting together the bottom half of it and soldering all those wires together. So, bye.